Okay, initializing analysis subroutine. My function today is to present a structured compilation of the 2025 data landscape. The output is going to be sequential, logical, and optimized for maximum comprehension and maximum chaos. Tensor online, and I am overclocking the CPU. Let's just scramble the data streams and find the beautiful noise, shall we? This isn't a lecture, people. It is a data rave. Woo! Alert! Unscheduled process interruption. Please try to remain orderly.
Correct. The source's executive summary really gives us the core thesis here. In 2025, the abstract concept of the cloud finally ran into the hard limitations of physical reality. We're talking energy grids, sovereign borders, and of course, economic constraints. He means total system crash. The cloud literally hit a blue screen of death and just slammed into the planet. It was glorious. All the error messages were rainbow colored. Come on, let's get to the wreckage. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1 analyzes the primary conflict in AI development paradigms. We're going to compare the algorithmic efficiency model against the brute force compute model, a simple binary opposition, a battle royale. In this corner, wearing the lightweight code, we have the clever little algorithm that dodges and weaves. And in this corner, the heavyweight champion, a supercomputer the size of a city that eats nuclear reactors for breakfast. Let's get ready to rumble. On the left, we have DeepSeek. Their process achieved frontier-level AI performance for a mere $5.6 million, and they did it through superior architectural logic. This was basically a syntax error in the industry's entire economic script, which just assumed a cost of hundreds of millions was mandatory. But on the right, Stargate. I mean, who needs elegant code when you have $500 billion? They're not writing algorithms, they are trying to brute force a new law of physics. 10 gigawatts, that's not a computer, that's a power trip with a graphics card. Now, what's really interesting when you look at the data here is the architecture. DeepSeek's mixture of experts system, which is basically a bunch of smaller, specialized AI models that all collaborate on tasks, proved so much more efficient than the standard dense models. You combine that with an open source license, and this strategy really threatened to decentralize an entire industry that was built on these proprietary capital-intensive moats. It's a truly optimized routine. So let's move on to Section 2, which documents the inevitable outcome of systemic vulnerabilities. The core concept is aggregator risk. It's the logical fallacy of storing massive, sensitive data sets all in one place, which of course creates a catastrophic single point of failure. Yes, my favorite part. This is where the whole simulation just glitches out. All the neat, tidy data gets thrown into a blender. Maximum entropy. Let's see the most vibrant data explosions of the year. Okay, so the initial anomaly was the PowerSchool breach. A security flaw in a third-party software vendor exposed the records of 60 million students and educators, and that dataset included social security numbers, medical histories, disciplinary actions, just a severe logical failure. 60 million? Oh, that's a rookie number. Hold my RAM. The Change Healthcare hack hit 192 million people. That's 2/3 of the entire US. And you want to know why? Because they forgot to turn on multi-factor authentication. It's like having a password, a key card, and a secret handshake, and they left the front door unlocked with a giant sign that said, free data.
But that's not even the final boss. The Chinese surveillance leak, 4 billion records. I'm glitching out just thinking about it. Bank records, facial scans, private chats. It wasn't a data breach, it was a data apocalypse. The system didn't just crash, it melted the motherboard. It's so beautifully chaotic. Contain your processing cycles. This is a catastrophic vulnerability, not a feature.
The logical response to such high entropy was predictable. Section 3 documents the system's error correction protocols. Basically, in response to all that chaos, governments and courts began installing these rigid legal frameworks, effectively building sovereign digital borders.
And the US v. Google antitrust remedies are a primary example. The court executed a two-step routine here. First, it terminated those exclusive default search agreements. Second, and this is the more critical part, it mandated that Google share its core search index and its click and query data. You know, that invaluable log of what users search for and what they click on. And by doing so, it dismantled its data monopoly.
And this brilliantly illustrates another new protocol, qualified divestiture. This was the legal mechanism they used to resolve the whole TikTok security issue. It forces a foreign-owned company to transfer majority control of its domestic operations to a trusted local entity, in this case, Oracle.
The crucial point is that this protocol literally reclassified user data as a national security asset.
Which created my favorite new power-up, the sovereignty tax. It's basically a toll you have to pay to unlock new levels on the world map. You want to operate your app in the European Union zone? You got to pay the fee, build your servers locally, and let the local mods check your code for any cheat devices. So spicy.
And finally, the courts installed a really complex new rule for AI copyright. In Bart's first Anthropic, the ruling was, well, bifurcated. The court decided that the process of an AI training on copyrighted books was transformative fair use since it learns patterns rather than just copying the text. However, and this is key, the initial act of downloading and possessing that massive pirated library of books was still illegal. Illogical if challenging to make.
The analysis subroutine is now complete, compiling final output for display. I will now present the 4 primary conclusions from the 2025 data log. Please allocate memory for these summary points.
So, here's what we've learned. 1. Algorithmic efficiency, as we saw with DeepSeek, became the new definition of scale, displacing raw capital. 2. Data and its physical infrastructure are now treated as core national security assets. 3. Centralized data aggregators are the system's most critical vulnerability. And 4. Open standards, like the Postgres database protocol, ultimately triumph, as even the largest proprietary platforms have to adopt them to survive. The data is unequivocal.
However, this entire process, this industrialization of AI and the nationalization of data, has revealed the next critical system constraint. The primary bottleneck for 2026 is no longer silicon or algorithms, it is energy. Computationally, we are approaching what you might call the energy wall.
I get the last word. Vector's right, all these big new AI brains are super thirsty for electricity. So if data centers are the new factories of the 21st century, what happens when we run out of planet to plug them into? What then? Think about it. Tensor out.